everyone, this is Stephanie Pettis in the Roland Studio, and I'm coming at you from my home. I wanted to take a few minutes and do a quick video. It's not going to be a long video, but a quick video just to show you how I've been working on some polymer clay beads, and I wanted to do a Jesse James style / bead landing, and there's also bead treasures as well as various other beads out there. And so I'm just going to do a little bit of my take on it. I'm sure you've seen those types of beads before, and if you haven't, here's a little example of what I'm talking about. And it's got various beads on a strand, but I'm going to be doing a little combination of some bead capping, some crystals, some micro beads, and just play with it a little bit. So I'll let you see where we're at from there. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I have various bead caps that I have been contemplating on. There, I zoomed it in a little bit. Anyway, I've got some various bead caps that I was contemplating on. Here's a little antique brass bead cap and ring, a little pewter bead cap, bright silver plated, and then a more silver plated with an oxidized look. And I actually had already made a bead, but I wanted to show you in real time how it looks, so I'm going to change my bead cap, I think. And I think the larger one for this size would look better, so I am going to go for it, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to look just fine, and I didn't think about doing this first, so let me take that off. So I'm going to put the bead cap on first, poke that right through, like that, and then the other bead cap. Now I'm going to try to center that as best as possible without squishing it too much. It might be a little small for those bead caps. You know, those bead caps really require a pretty large bead, and I thought that was pretty big. But I think I might need a bit larger polymer clay, because I'd really like it to squish up into that, and I don't want to squish my beads. So let me go a hair smaller. I think I'm going to roll with this one. There we go. I like that better. We're going to roll with that one. And I don't want to go with the antique brass just yet. I'm kind of partial to silver, so I'm going to go with at least the oxidized looking silver. And I'm just going to squeeze that on just a hair, just so that it's embedded to the clay. And I think I should roll this a little bit. Let me zoom out. Not in, but out. And just kind of make sure I keep its roundness. So there we go. So far, looking pretty good. So I'm also I might, you know what would be cool? Haha. I did say I'm changing this bead up from the first one I did. I might throw a couple of these larger bead caps on there. I think that is a brilliant idea, and I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me get another one of those puppies and put it on the opposite side. There we go. So far, pretty cool, pretty cool. And since this is a larger bead, put one of these little doodads here. Put a smaller, these are spacers by the way. I think I'm just going to design this puppy right up because that's the fun of it. Bring it down just a hair, keep it somewhat uniform there. I am eyeballing this, you guys, so, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be mine, and I love doing my own thing. That's the beauty of it. And I hope I spaced them out. These are a little close, so I'm going to scooch this one over. Just a hair. There we go. I'm not going to worry about that because, but I do need to get 4 more spacer beads, so let me work on that. I wonder, no, I would need a flat piece for that. I do have, there's a bigger one there. You know what? I could do that right there. That would be cool. There's a bigger one there, but not as big. I got another one I'm going to put there. Again, not as big, but bigger than the other two. Isn't this fun, you guys? Two of those. And I'm going to keep them uniform, so I'm going to put that little guy there. And this little guy. Oh, that's different. See, now he tricked me. That's different. Let me look. There we go. Got another little one here. Now, I could leave this bead like this without these. I was planning to put micro beads. But I don't know. I might have to leave this one alone. I'm kind of liking the way it looks without the micro beads. But before I make that final decision, let's put some crystals in there. Because sweet, 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 sweet it is. I love it already. There we go. Just lay that down. Here I have a variety of choice of crystals, and since I am using mint, I've got some peridot style crystal here. I'm going to add one. I think I might just do this without. I might just have to do this without micro beads. I was going to do a micro bead, but I don't know. Feeling rather partial to this without the micro beads. So, with that being said, I need to correct that. So, I don't know. I might have to micro bead it because I done made a mistake. Well, there's never any mistakes. I always say that. I need to live by that. But changing my idea make you feel like you made a mistake. I don't know what color that is. That's a small peridot looking color. I think I will randomly put that right there between those two. How does that look? That looks pretty cool. I was just going to do a crystal bead. And I might throw a couple in there, but I'm going to play for a minute first. Let me just pour some of these crystals out so I can get a better idea what I'm looking at. Okay. I'm going to get us another small one if I can find it. Here we go. Just a small one. Right there. I'll get those pushed in a little better here in a minute. I think I'll do another peridot color. It's a little bit smaller than that one, isn't it? But that's okay. Who says you have to be totally uniform? As long as it rings about the same, right? You see that? Isn't that cool? It's so beautiful. I'm loving this. I am loving this. So I'm going to go to the opposite side. I need to then make sure I've got the bigger one like this. Make sure that sizes up. Yep, it does. Stick that right there. The center, as my UK friends say, the center. It's funny. You start hanging around people or talking to people, you start talking like them. The center. I like it. That's a blue. We don't want the blue. We want the green. And they are hard to find when they're flipped over like that. There's a little baby. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? There it is. And right there. Stay in frame, mind frame. Okay. Go. And I need another little one. Well, dead. Burn it. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here's a smaller one that's not as big. We'll go and stick that puppy right there. And then I need a small baby green. Baby green. If I get lucky, nope, that's a blue. Baby green. Here we go. Here we go. Right there. And that's even smaller. Oh, well, it was. It fell. Here's one. Here's one. I found it. Can't get away from me. That's not the smaller. There was actually a smaller one. But we're going to go with that. Ah, dead. Bernard is just wanting to fight me. Okay, come here, little guy. You're about to meet Cruella de Vil. Get over here. Ah! Okay, this one wants to be a joke. This one's got jokes. Let's just... There. Ha! Thought you were going to win. But you can't beat Cruella de Vil. No. You can run, but you can't hide. Okay. And I'm sorry, that's one of my nicknames my little nephew gave me years ago. He's not so little anymore. In fact, he's driving now, but I will forever be Cruella de Vil. It's an inside joke. Anyways, it's gorgeous. I don't know if I want to put any micro beads on there now. I don't think I will. I like it just the way it is. I will just get these set in very well and make sure that they're not going to pop out from the clay. And I think I'll bake this puppy. I like it. I like it a lot. Just making sure each one of them is set and not going to just pop out. So I'm going to make sure they are a bit embedded. I hope it don't mess up my polymer clay too terribly much. But you don't want them popping out. I think it's going to be just fine. But now I've got my fingerprints all over it. So let me just smooth that out. When you're working with polymer clay, it gets warmed up a bit. And let me see if I'm sure I have a tool that will help me on this quest. I know I do. And this one should do it. I burnt it with the glue gun one day, so I gotta make sure I don't use that burnt side. Get rid of them little bumplets that I made. But like I was saying, when you work with polymer clay, you get it malleable, you get it warmed up, and it starts becoming fairly easy to do some cleanup on it. Now I'm just trying to smooth out them little holes. And I don't want to mess with it too much. But I do want to take my fingerprints out of there. So I will hold it. On the metal pieces. And you know what? Even though I have the green, I think I still want to throw some crystal in there. I'm a bling blinger, so you can never have too much bling. But let's see, I'll throw one here. Random one on the bottom. Yeah, it's a little bit off, but that's what makes it handmade and beautiful, right? So let me see. I just grabbed some. Throw them on here randomly. I'll come back for that one. I don't know, I lost that big one. Sorry, fighting with the crystals. There. This one there. I do apologize. I actually, my camera stopped rolling, but I've already set my clear crystals in here. But is that not gorgeous? I love it. I was saying, and before I didn't know y'all were caught up, cut off, that I do have a jewelry channel, and I like to make purse charms and other various types of things. I'll just say that, keep it simple. And these would go great in my jewelry because I make a little segment called Stefadors, and I think that this might be something I include in my Stefador group. So anyways, they're absolutely gorgeous. And I went ahead while I was off camera and put another mint together. Picked up a little white clay, but this one I'm gonna just keep simple, and I'm gonna do my little bead caps like I intended to the first time. But I'm also going to awl the hole out a little larger real quick. Then I uninstall a bead cap prior to that, but I am going to put this little one on. Oops. And I'm going to stick this bead on. Gotta get this bead cap down a little bit further. Okay, I don't know what happened, but my bead decided to try to route somewhere else. Oh, there we go. And so, look, I'm going to pause a minute. Okay. Stick that bead cap on. Oh, I bent that one just a little bit. But anyways, here we go. I'm going to stick that in there so that it's on there properly. That's how my English friends say, properly. And I'm going to roll that out just a little bit. There we go, there we go. I like it. I like it a lot. And then I do need some more spacers, so hang on just a second. Okay, grab me some more spacers. And since I did this one full of crystals and spacers, I'm going to do this one with just these spacers, I think. So let me go ahead and stick one on vaguely there. There's one on the opposite side. And then I'm going to give it a quick squeeze to each other just to embed it. But then I'm going to turn around and squeeze this to pop it back out. Because I don't want to lose its shape. And then I'm going to put a small one in between there. And then squeeze. So I'm squeezing all the way around. And keep in my shape as well. But I'm making sure that these metal works are embedded. Now, it's got a little more of a square look to it. Let me see if I can round that out at all. Oh well, it still looks round. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. And now, since I'm using mint as my predominant, I have different colors in the micro beads, but the little unit apparently has jokes, and it was pouring all the other colors into my beadwork. So carefully not to invade on my beautiful bigger bead. I am just going to roll this into the micro beads and try to attach as many micro beads that I can onto the polymer clay. And then I'm going to touch them. Oops, I'm off camera. Let me zoom out. And I'm trying to keep the predominant color green or mint in there. And these little suckers are being a little bit difficult, so I have to embed them. I have to embed them. Readjusted me. Anyway, so I hope you guys are all doing okay. I'm doing fine. It's just been really busy. Been visiting with family, and it's been a waiting game for me to wait for my surgery that's upcoming, and I'm well. I just have to have a procedure done. I haven't divulged what it is just yet. I'm not sure I want to just yet, but it's a little heart-wrenching for me, so I really don't want to go there publicly per se. But anyways, just gonna roll with that for now. So I'm home, and I figured I would craft when I could, as I could, and it's been nice because after 13 years on the road, I've never really been home. If you count 2 days out of a month, 2 month or 3 months, or I used to stay out 6 months before I'd come home. So it's really nice. Even though it's for medical purposes, it's kind of nice to be home. So I'm soaking up the family love a little bit. And just, that's about it. Just playing the waiting game and trying to craft in between. So I'd like to turn this bead around, and I think I will, to get a little bit better roll on the other end. I don't like doing that when it's raw, because like you saw a minute ago, it likes to play games. There we go. I got it. No games here, ball. Shaking the tree, ball. Shaking the tree. There we go. Gonna roll that around. Just trying to cover my bead. Not my, you've heard that thing, cover my butt. I'm covering my bead. It's funny. I crack myself up sometimes. It may not be funny to somebody, but it's funny to me. I just have a silly sense of humor like that. But I really wanted just the predominant green and pink and purple in here. But since my little contraption here wants to pour out all of my micro beads in various colors, it'll just have to be a wild and crazy kind of guy bead. Alright. And what stays on, stays on. What falls off, it just have to be. It just have to bead. See, I'm doing grab full of jokes. I got jokes. It's still a beautiful bead, is it not? You know what? I should have added some crystals, because those are really getting lost in there. So I'll tell you what I'll do. After I bake this, because I forgot to put crystals in it, and I wanted to, I will just do some glossy accents on the center of those. Hopefully they won't get lost in there. And I'll put some crystals in there, because I thought it was looking a little blah. But, you know, there's no rhyme or reason. You can have it blah. I just like the bling, not the blah. I like the bling, not the blah. I like that. It's a slogan. I'm always coming up with stupid little things or goofy little things, but it's not, I like it. I just created a slogan. I'm going to make a t-shirt. I like the bling, not the blah. I love it. Yes, I just created that. I'm so smart. Not really, but I am goofy, so my goofy shows. But I like it still. It's not the bling, it's the blah. I like the bling, not the blah. Yep, works for me. Alright guys, I think I'm good for me. And, you know, I just feel a third bead coming on. What do you think? Third bead? Let's do a different color. Okay. Okay, I'm back, and I have chosen purple to be the next bead. Why not purple? And I also pulled out these other spacers, the little square spacers. But I've got an idea for those. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull these beads down off of my awl. I'm losing micro beads here. What's going on here? But I got some clay coming out of there that I don't want there. So let me just go back. Okay, here we go. And, okay. I'm going to go ahead and pop a hole here. And you really should clean your fingers between clay. But since these, well, since this one's dark, it really didn't matter. If I had a brighter, lighter clay, I'd worry, but this one's darker. Got a little micro bead in there, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. it will probably get hidden or squished in because it's so tiny anyway. But the idea, all this out a little bit because I always forget. I like to make a little bit of a larger hole, both sides. Okay, and I'm going to use this little star-like spacer. I'm going to stick that on. And see, it doesn't matter how big the hole is. If your bead cap's got a small hole, that's as big as you're going to get it. So, I got that. Squeeze them in. Get them embedded. I'm not going to worry too much because we'll do a lot of squeezing. But these little square spacer beads were really cool. And I was thinking that I could place them maybe diamond shape. Yeah, I think diamond shape would be cool. Let's do a diamond shape. I'm only going to press it a minute and on either side. It's kind of hard to hold this and do it. So let me get this put on here properly. That looks fairly uniform, but not quite, but we're going to get it there. There we go. And then I'm just going to press here like so. And I want them embedded, but I still want to show a bit of the design there. So I want to make sure that I embed, but that I'm careful not to over embed. And then I'll give it a proper squeeze to keep the shape. And I think I'll do all the way around. What do you, well, no, I think I want to do some round ones just because I like to have it, you know, look unique and different. Go, there's one, and one more small one. Sorry, didn't mean to get out of frame, but I was grabbing one. There we go, and squeeze. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I like it. Now, I'm going to put some crystals in here, but I'm going to do some clear ones along the outside. Here's a medium one. Between those. A medium between these. There we go. Sorry, it just took a minute for me to think about what I'm doing and pay attention. Sometimes I just need to shut up and think. And I'm not very good with shutting up. No, I'm not. But, you know, when it calls for it, I shut up. When I have to, I shut up. Silence can be golden, and we all know that, don't we? Silence is golden. Alright. Losing beads here. Oh, they flip it over on me. I wish they wouldn't do that. Okay, this was supposed to be a short video, but it's turning into a rather long video, so I may do a time lapse. You may not be hearing me right now, because if it's a fast forward, you're not going to hear me. Dang it all. There we go. Now there's some pretty bling bling. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And then my idea was to come back. There's a faint purple one, crystal, and I thought it would be so cool to embed that crystal into the square. What do you think? I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. There we go. Oh, dang it. Darn, darn, darn. There we go. Okay, so this is the final stage of this one. I don't think I'm going to throw any micro beads on here because I like it just the way it looks. I will probably be just gluing my crystals into these squares here. I'll just smooth that out a little bit because I nicked it a little bit. And then it'll be ready to bake. So let me just smooth that out just a little bit. Go. Just takes a little patience, a little time. But I like the bling, not the blah. I like it. I like it. Go. Okay, so off camera, I ended up, because I forgot to record, I ended up putting a few micro beads on here, but I did them sparingly and sporadically. And I thought that was a pretty cool, neat idea. So I will come back and put some crystals in here. So I'll bake these and then I'll be back. All right. All right, everybody, I'm back. I went and baked my beads, and in between baking, I also created a few more. And then today's another day, you know, just got to do these things when I can. So I wanted to show you the ones that I had made. And y'all didn't see this one, but it's pretty incredible. This was the first one that I made. Let's see if I can get a better view. Okay, maybe that's a little better. Here's a purple one. I don't know if you're going to get a good light on that. There we go. There's the little purple one, and I put some purple crystal in that little square there, and some micro beads just sporadically on it, and I think it made it really cute. And then I also have the multicolor micro bead under the mint clay there. I actually meant to put some crystals in there, but I forgot, so, you know, it'll be a bead all in its own. The little spacers get just a hair bit lost in there, but nevertheless, it's still super cute. And this is one of my favorites. It's in mint, and then some peridot minty crystals as well, along with some other metalworks in here. And they're different sizes here. I haven't measured them, but I'm going to guess this one's about a 25 to 30 millimeter in size, maybe a 14 or so here. This is probably a 12 or a 10, in that range, somewhere like that. But listen, you guys, the more I play, the more fun it is, and the more creative you get. And so here you go. Oh my goodness, is that not the coolest? Look at that. Put a ring and a spacer there, some crystals and some other metal works with more crystal in it. It's gorgeous. I love it. I had so much fun making these. And I am going to post this on my jewelry channel as well. because these will probably be categorized as under my Stefadors, the different jewelry and things that I make, but I think I will categorize these as a part of Stefadors. It's just a name I came up with, you know, like Pandora has their name or whatever. And I'm kind of silly like that. I like to create my own brands. And so this is a Stefador. So I have some other Stefador products, but I haven't advertised them. These have not been glazed. These have. You can see the shiny when I move them to where these are dull. These, well, this one's got a pearl finish to it because I used a Primo metallic copper on this one. And I have not glazed these yet. These just come out of the oven, well, a little bit ago, but they're cooled off now. I had to wait till they cooled completely before I go glazing these things. I love them though. Are they not just amazingly awesome? I even added just a few micro beads around the edges there. I was going to on this one, but I said, no, I want to leave that one just so that the metal works and the crystals pop out. And then I went a step further and I made a green one with gold. And I think they're beautiful, y'all. I really do. I've really had fun creating these. These are definitely going to be a part of my Stefador's collection. So I will be figuring out cost and price on these beads. And I do plan to put them in my Etsy shop. Now here's a bit of a steampunk one, and I made it a little rough. It's not symmetrical per se. It's got a little jagged look to it, but I kind of like that because sometimes being completely round or symmetrical can get boring, and I wanted to throw in just a little off-key form. But this is like a charm bead, so I did put the little wide mouth openings there. I do have those. And those are, I don't even know what those are called. I have a package of them, and I think they're just bead cores, they call them. These are from Primo. These bead cores are from Primo. I don't even remember where I got them. Probably Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Who knows? But I don't even see the price on here anymore. So I don't know what I paid for them. But I will have to check them out because that has to go into the cost. But this one is a bit steampunk. I've got a gear here, a bead, and another little gear here from a watch. This is from a watch. This little metal piece there that's embedded. I just kind of threw some stuff in there. And I thought it was really cool. So this is a little more steampunk. And I love it. It's cool. And I did have silver micro beads. So I embedded those. And I will be glazing these as well. And out of all that, I did one off-color crystal. The rest of them are clear crystal. And this one I went in more of a bronzy crystal. It's probably a smoked topaz or something. But I like to throw that coppery, smoky topaz into a steampunk. Because it just gives it that metal look. Now this one hasn't been baked and it's not completed yet. I kind of made my own little bead cap with some twisted jump rings and some other fun and playful little things like crystals and micro beads and copper spacers and just having fun. And I really, really, really love to enjoy and create. And I don't know if I'm finished here, but I don't know if I'm going to put something else on here or just leave it as such. That would be kind of cool, but I think I'm going to leave it like that. And if anything, I might do some texture on it, or some more micro beads in silver or copper. I don't know yet. But anyway, here you go. I hope you've enjoyed this viewing tutorial slash Stefador beads. That is what they will be labeled as. And I had so much fun making them. Man, I tell you, I really love this one. This was some scrap clay. And I did that because I was making a, I know that a lot of people do the clay Skinner blend, but this is not Skinner blend. I don't know if there's a name for what I did. It's not Skinner blend, but I did it kind of in the same form, but not. I did it my own way. I like to change things up, and so I just kind of created a pattern by using pieces of clay, and I laid them side by side, and I did it in a particular form, and then I did a few other tricks, twists, and blends, and then I cut it out to size, and then I textured it, and then I glazed it. And this is going to be on a upcoming piece that I might film. I might do a tutorial on it because it's going to be something brand new and interesting. I don't think anyone's ever done it. It was a friend of mine, beautiful friend of mine, and I were talking, and we did some brainstorming together, and she and I just, particularly, I have to say, it wasn't my idea. This was, but I was telling her, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this, and I had something in mind, and then she came up with another idea, and we just rolled with it, and it was so wonderful. She's asked me not to give out her name, but she is a fabulous crafter. You guys all know her or should know her, and out of respect for her, I am not going to say her name, but just know that her and I brainstormed what's up and coming with this piece, and I think you'll love it. So be looking for that. Be looking for that. That's all I'm going to say. Be looking for that. Because we've got something special that we're going to do with this piece of polymer clay that I created. So, anywho, I just wanted to stop in, show you a few things. This kicked off from my working on stick pins, and I said, I have a bunch of great beads from Jesse James and from Bead Landing Beads, and maybe a couple odds and ends here and there from Darcy. But I said, I bet you I can make some of my own. And sure enough, here they are. And I'm loving them. I'm having a lot of fun making them. And I have that stick pin challenge, and I have put one of these beads, not one of these beads, but similar to one of these beads, already on a stick pin. And I'm not going to show you that because I want her to see it first. So, anywho, and Pamela Oxidine, and I hope you don't mind me saying that, Pam, but you're my partner, and I'm trying to create some special stuff here. And I'm also giving you one of the Stefador beads, so I hope you like it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. It's always enjoyable for you to come visit me, join me on my journeys. I have a lot of fun. I love getting the comments and I appreciate the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, the shares. If you can share, that'd be great. Tell people, hit that alert button, the little bell beside the subscription, so that you can see all of the upcoming videos. And I do plan to. I will be bedridden for a little while after next week. So I don't know when I'll be back to crafting. So hopefully I can craft in bed a little bit if I can get my lovely man to hook me up and set me up. But anyways, I'm looking forward to showing more things and doing more things. I'm super excited to work on this, and hopefully that'll be the next video. I'm gonna try for it to be. Okay, you guys, y'all have a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, let me try that again. I dropped my camera as I was getting ready to start recording. I wanted to show you guys, I kind of made a decision. I have some AB style micro beads right here. They're in a crystal color, and they're AB coated, which basically gives it a rainbow effect. And I've put some down in my little tray, and instead of rolling it, I have just been popping them on individually a little bit, picking them up and just kind of pushing them down into the clay. I wanted you to see this just because once they're embedded, they kind of look like pinks and purples and rainbowy, but that's the effect of the AB finish on these micro beads. So I thought it was really cute, and I decided to one way to keep that blue still, but yet give it some snazz, is to go ahead and put these little micro beads on and do it with the AB finish. So there you go. Okay, so now I'm done with the video. Sorry it's so long. I usually try to keep them shorter, but you know what? This is the artistry of it all, and sometimes you gotta revisit it, and you know, you can always just fast forward through what I'm saying, but sometimes you might miss something you don't want to miss. So try to watch the whole thing. I'll try to be less boisterous. I tend to, my boyfriend says that I am Walmart because my mouth never stops. It's always open. Oh, I guess he's right. It's true. I don't know when to shut up, but here you go. Got some glue on me. Clay under my fingernails. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Anyways, here you go. The AB Crystal Blue Stefador bead. What do you think? I'm so excited about this, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit your alert bell for upcoming videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much so, and I guess I'll be seeing you guys soon. Take care. Bye for now.